Welcome back to Orange Hat Reviews, everyone. Hope you're all having a good morning. Today we're going to be talking about how the writers of Avengers Endgame wanted the all-female team-up scene to feel justified in the story. And as we all know, there was that moment of virtue signaling from the movie. And we all know that it was very cringe in some people's opinions, mine included. So, yeah, we're going to dive into this story from We Got This Covered. Avengers Endgame was packed with more fan-pleasing moments than any other MCU movie to date. But was it really pleasing to fans? Or was it just SJW pandering? Because it wasn't pleasing to me how they did their version of Professor Hulk, or them dumbing down Hulk and Thor's characters. Sorry. Wasn't buying those. But a few inspired bigger reactions than the all-female team-up seen at the film's climax. I'm sorry, that was not fan service. That was pathetic. That was a forced push. Everybody knows it was a reshoot from post-production. Just the image of Captain Marvel, Scarlet Witch, Valkyrie, Pepper Potts, Mantis Wasp, Shuri, Okoye, Gamora, and Nebula together in one place would have likely been enough to get the audiences cheering. But according to co-writer Christopher Marcus, it was important for the Marvel Studios team that the moment was well integrated into the story, which it wasn't. Like we've all said, how does all the women suddenly arrive on the same spot at the same time? Characters who don't know each other, even, very well. How they all were in the same spot, and everybody knows that was a massive battlefield. It doesn't make logical sense. And, hey, look, or basically, where was I? Speaking to Backstory Magazine, the scribe shared his thoughts on the Avengers Infinity War sequel, nod to A-Force Comics. It was present from early on, and the debate was that it's an incredibly generic name. Marvel, try harder. But it was a matter of justifying it on a story level. So it didn't seem just like, hey, look at all the women we have. It took a while to move it around, find the right spot for it in the battle. But it was something we always wanted because it's really satisfying on a visceral level. The problem is you didn't make it work. Everybody who has a critical eye for these things and isn't afraid to pander to, or who won't pander to Disney and the big corporations, who will give a movie a real objective review, not a fake one so they can keep their press passes, will tell you that was a forced move on their part, simply to virtue signal to to the feminists out there. I guarantee you, that's what it was. It was a reshoot in post-production. In an interview with New York Times earlier this year, Marcus and his co-writer Stephen McFeely recalled there being some debate over whether or not the scene would come across as pandering. Ultimately, they decided to keep the moment in the movie as a celebration of all the badass women in the MCU has amassed over the years. Yeah, there's just one problem. All the badass women scene was missing one real badass, and that was Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow. Plus, no offense to all you Brie Larson, Brie Bot lovers out there. Captain Marvel's not a good badass character. Of course, out of all women involved in the final battle, Captain Marvel is still the only one to have her standalone project. But it's clear that Marvel Studios is taking measures to correct the gender imbalance in their output. They're taking measures, all right. They're basically saying the future is female with an all female Avengers team. Basically saying men have had their time, they're nothing but horny assholes. And misogynists and this and that. For one thing, the MCU's Phase 4 is set to kick off with the long-awaited Black Widow solo movie. Yeah, that should have been the first female-led MCU movie. Sorry, Captain Marvel, Brie Larson, but your movie sucked. We all wanted the Black Widow movie. We didn't care about Captain Marvel. Which arrives at theaters May 1st, 2020. A year later, Scarlet Witch will be taking the lead with the Disney Plus show WandaVision before Natalie Portman takes over from Chris Hemsworth when Thor Love and Thunder comes out November 5th, 2021. Yeah, that's going to be a freaking outright stupid movie. I'm sorry. That's my opinion of it. They're calling a woman a king, which she's a leader of a monarch, I guess. But she's not a king. It's called queen. But a queen needs a queen, or a king needs a queen. So she's going to be a lesbian. Who cares? You guys don't need to make that an integral part of the story. And if you're going to, make it seamless, as if it doesn't matter. Because it really doesn't. Anyway, that's the article. What I'm taking away from this is that forced diversity moment should never have existed. Because it shows that Marvel no longer is focusing on a good story. It is focusing on pushing an agenda. You see, there's better ways that they could have done it. Like the moment in Infinity War, where Okoye and Black Widow came to the assist to Scarlet Witch when Proxima Midnight had her dead to rights in a trench. Where that was an all-female moment, but it was perfectly done. It was well established. It was Proxima Midnight wanting to go after Scarlet Witch, and it also had the woman who who drove her husband's glaive into him, because Corvus Glaive is Proxima Midnight's husband. And Black Widow did kind of drive she drove the spear, or Midnight's spear, into her husband, so yeah. But anyway, then you also have Okoye, who lives in Wakanda, and who's a very good warrior in her own right, and whatnot. So yeah, it shows that they're willing to team up. It worked. It was well written. It was established. Black Widow has history with Proxima Midnight in the movie already, because they had fought earlier. Or somewhat. Also, Okoye, she lives in Wakanda, and she turned up, and she also kind of made fast friends with ScarJo, Black Widow. But Proxima Midnight also hates Scarlet Witch, because Scarlet Witch is very powerful. So yeah. Anyway, that's how you do good writing. Putting all those female characters from Endgame in one scene doing the all-female blitz, that's forced. That is forced. And it is cringe. Because, like I said, how do you fit them all in the same scene logically when you are in a battlefield that big? It doesn't make sense. It was not written well. So, yeah, that is why a critical person will say, that doesn't make sense. Anyway, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that jazz. Get that bell on so you can stay up to date for more Orange Hat Reviews videos. And I'm going to catch you all on the next one. Take it easy.